My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is July 17, 2023. It is 1:20 a.m. This is my back end. Yesterday I had 2 videos out. This is the second video and it has 1.1 thousand subscribers. So I don't know why I'm still stuck at $341.80, around the 300. I don't remember the exact number. I think it was 333-ish or something on my last recording. Alright, go check my previous recording based on date. Alright, so this is stuck around that price range. Okay, after the 21st or 22nd of this month, then we will start a new marking period where the revenue will somewhat restart. But for some reason, this marking period, okay, it's been stuck at 300. Okay, so let's check my analytic. Okay, so there's that, and there's this. Let me see what was the first video had, how much views. Yeah, see, the first video yesterday had about 1,000 views, and the second one has almost the same amount, so a total of 2,000 views plus yesterday alone. Okay, so let's go on Twitter. This video, I'm not gonna share it here because I have it on my other channel, our part of Pure Service. So this is a little girl who wants to go to school and she can't because the Taliban prevent girls from going to school. So I spoke about this. I share it on my other channel. Okay, so go check it out, and you guys should subscribe to that other channel because I highlight charities and all of that. The reason I highlight it over there because there are some charities that I've already highlighted on the channel where they talk about girls' education, like Camp Fed. What's the other? It's 3 of them so far. Camp Fed. That Indian one, Mila Mahala. Okay, I'm pronouncing wrong, but I'll put the screenshot of those thumbnails of those videos that highlight girls' education and things like that. Okay, so go on that channel. So next to it. Okay, so there's this here. Not only that, Dan Wootton is a dangerous sex rapist, but he is also a racist too. UK media love a foreigner journalist from New Zealand because remember they honor the billion-dollar hate industry, and Meghan is on top of their stock market share list. YouTube is booming for haters. It's toxic. Look at this. I was just sharing with you about my back end of my channel. For some reason my channel is not making much. Okay, notable Meghan Markle critics, broadcaster Dan Wootton has been mocked on social media for saying that the British royal family should remain whiter than white. So what the hell is whiter than white? So just disappear? Maybe. Okay, in a recent column, Meghan photographed October 26, 2018. Wootton and Seth photographed August 14, 2014. Kirsty. Okay, so there's this. Notable Meghan Markle critic, broadcaster Dan Wootton has been mocked on social media for saying that the British royal family should remain whiter than white in a recent column. Okay, so that's the same thing I just read. Okay, so these are some comments below it. Where was that? On IG maybe? Sussex Squad at Dan Wootton has a column for Daily Mail that he spew hateful content about Harry and especially about Meghan. He also maintained Meghan experienced no racism, yet says members of the royal family should be whiter than white. and have always said UK tabloids have never hidden their racism toward Meghan, and they have never pretended not being racist toward. They have always shown it. However, they go on TV and say what racism.
This woman existed, all the alarm bells rang at Buckingham Palace, and I could almost hear them saying, pull the shutters down. It's an invasion.
She's mixed race, she's American, she's a divorcee, actress. Those are 4 ticks. No member of the royal family, the senior members, ever thought they would see having to be ticked when it came to Harry's bride.
All the things that frightened the royal family have suddenly arrived on their doorstep. I can hear Diana laughing now.
Meghan's marrying into a family which has, to put it mildly, a dodgy track record on race. It's not Meghan Markle's problem, it's their problem.
This woman existed, all the alarm bells rang.
Baggage forgot, that's all. Okay, Wootton was salivating over Harry's naked billiard photo. Actually, seems crushed UK papers might not be able to print them. He's a disgusting person. So what is that now? We're in the crazy situation where millions of people in the UK will see Harry nude pics online, but UK newspapers might be unable to print them. Okay, so that's when probably, okay, 2012. Was it around that time where Harry was in Vegas and stuff like that? Prince Harry still manages to look hot in the North Pole. Love it. Oh my effing god, Prince Harry naked, thanks TMZ. I mean, wow. Okay, what else are they saying here? Then it's really so evil, having free control on the platform, creating narratives which the only news outlet also follows his reporting and spreading toxic misinformation around the globe. He mostly just attacking Harry's wife every day for 7 years. He's nasty. There's that. So he's just a baggage for God. Okay, baggage for God, that's all. Next one. Okay, oh, let's see here. I just realized, okay, so the fonts were small. Okay, not Prince William serving his daddy a 30 days eviction notice. Child. Okay, Prince William tells Prince Charles he will have to pay to stay at his beloved £1.2 million Welsh cottage and move out all his belongings after his son put it up for holiday let. So he's renting it. So I guess Charles got his own medicine, if this is true. So whatever they did to Harry, William is doing it to him. Oh my god. But unlike Harry, however, this is a gift that was given to Harry and he paid for the renovation. Okay, so I guess because so I will assume, okay, this is me thinking out loud. That doesn't mean what I'm saying is true. I'm just thinking out loud, because now William is Prince of Wales, so he got the title. So that does that house now somewhat belongs to him because of the title Prince of Wales. So therefore Charles, who's a king now, he is no longer Prince of Wales. Okay, Wales. So he has to give the property back. Okay, so he's renting it, which is not a bad idea at all. But these people, knowing that this is your fault, but then again, they have so many homes. Okay, so let me not try to make excuses. So many homes. Okay, Mail on Sunday exclusive. King is miffed at decision to charge him for stay. Prince William will make King Charles pay to stay at, how do you pronounce that? Llanwern, Wales. Okay, so when was that? Okay, yeah, a couple days ago. July 15, 2023. Prince William has told his father he will have to pay to stay as a guest at his beloved Welsh holiday home. So that was his holiday home. So I think I have to be right on this. It probably because of the title. Now William is Prince of Wales, so the property also come along with the title. So now Charles have to give it. Oh my God, these people are crazy. Beloved Welsh holiday home, and must move all of his belongings out of the property, the Mail on Sunday can reveal. The king is said to be miffed after William the new... so that's my response here. Okay, my answer to that. The new Prince of Wales told his father that he's planned to rent out the picturesque cottage which Charles bought for... Charles bought it! What? Charles bought for £1.2 million in 2007 and had lovingly restored. What? Charles bought it, so why is his son telling him to get out of there? Oh my God, the property, Lodi Vermont, on the outskirts of the Brecon Beacons National Park, was bought through the Duchy of Cornwall. Ah, so that's why. Because Duchy of Cornwall is I think that's part of the title. So because of that, so William wants it. Okay. Was bought through the Duchy of Cornwall, which William took over following the late Queen's death last year. So that's why. Okay, so I was right. Oh my Lord. So if he had bought it without the Duchy of Cornwall, that would not be his. Huh. And this is the thing that I'm saying. The Fragmore, Harry paid it with his own money. Had nothing with any other things, any other title, but they took it from him. Oh my God. Karma didn't wait. That's for sure. Couldn't have happened to a better person. The squad with the GIF. Trashy family. All that money, ill-gotten wealth, and they are still acting ghetto. Majority come from slavery and looting former colonies. There's the laugh, comma, is something else. I'm telling you. Doesn't bode well for Bunker Harry. No perks, no gifts, no nothing. So William is the new king cannibal, huh? Okay, so what is that now? Okay. Charles' briefing against the Queen is thoroughly a believable thing. King Cannibal. King Cannibal. Okay, so that's her who's retweeting her thing back in 2022. King Cannibal even briefed against his own son and sided with his pedophile brother to preserve the monarchy for himself. Remember, what's that thing? Andrew. Charles and Andrew teamed together to get rid of some of the Queen's private secretary, and then there's a possibility Andrew might know some of Charles' dirty secret. Okay, so with Andrew, his secret, some of his things are out with the pedophile, with Virginia Guthrie and stuff like that. This is well known, so Charles can't use that against him. Prince William, Charles leaked news of Harry, Meghan's exit to divert attention. That's back in 2020, July 4th, 2020. Exit details were leaked to the press by none other than Prince Charles and Prince William.
Much of the negativity towards the couple is coming from within the royal family. The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press.
Do you not remember?
Exit details were leaked to the press by... Okay, repeating. Okay, the author states that the father-son duo decided to give away the information to get the media's attention diverted from another royal scandal. I mean, this is the thing. They keep on doing stupid things, and then the tabloid keep holding those stupid things against them. So they consistently need to keep on feeding the media some nonsense about Harry and Meghan. And meanwhile, you would have thought that they would stop doing their stupidity, but they continue doing it. Oh my God. He also claimed that the palace staffers had also used Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein's scandal to drive Harry and Meghan out of the family. No wonder why they keep on attaching Harry with Andrew. Harry should never be mentioned anywhere near Andrew kind of behavior. Okay, Hawthorne wrote that William and Charles made their team give away stories about the Sussexes around the same time when the press was pointing its gun at Andrew over his contentious tie with Epstein. Yeah, I remember that. This is a giveaway. Like father, like son. Those two greedy mother effers, races deserve each other. Another home for Prince of Pegging to carry out his dog games. So now that this information is out, where William will be renting out that property, so at the end of the year when they're showing their reports, doesn't he have to show how much he make off of those properties? So he better be careful. This might come back and haunt him. So people should be request information. How much money did he get for that property that he kicked his father out? Okay, because that's what he claimed. The father has to leave, and then he's gonna rent it out. So at the end of the year, they need to know how much money did they make off of that. Oh my goodness. And that should be a deduction from them. You know what, let me not give idea. All right, so I guess the report gonna have to show how much money he made. That's it. So what did they say here? Like father, like son, on the eve of King Chucky coronation, the source of Prince Peggiton's wealth has finally been uncovered. It has been reported his best friend, Sonny Murdoch, wrote him a huge check and information for cash deal. It's like father, like son. One insider was overheard saying, referring to King Chucky's backdoor suitcase drop-off, the hefty payoff was how Peggiton was able to afford that Valentine's Day feast, and his was guardian sources said. Okay. I don't know who did this. Apple don't fall far from the rotten tree. Bill is like his daddy, 7 times worse. He's only just copying what Pa did to his spare son. Yeah, that's it. And then remember when Charles was going to parties and William was a young man and stuff like that. So Charles trained William to be the person that he is. So that's all. Next tweet. Okay, mission disassociate Kensington Palace from Dan Wootton has started. The first bats are already doing the work. Okay, so it seems like, okay, so what are they saying now? Remember, Dan Wootton, the thing that is going on, this person who came out saying that Dan Wootton raped him, so this kind of thing, so they're trying to disassociate themselves with Dan Wootton. Ha ha ha, lesson will be learned. This. We need to keep reminding people that Prince William has an interesting link to Dan Wootton. Okay, there's the voice. Did I miss something? Okay. Came across Bat asking where's proof that KP and Dan Wootton are in any way associated. Some denounce the association as gossip and call squaddies delusional for believing gossip stories. The irony. I think I highlighted this on my last video. Yesterday. I think, how many videos did I do yesterday? I think it was 2. No, could be 1. But it wasn't one of that. Where came across. Okay, so there's the thing again. Okay, opinion. William and Kate Middleton need to distance the. Oh, they already mentioned it. Where was that? Okay, so that's from a tweet. Okay, opinion. Prince William and Kate Middleton need to distance themselves from alleged pervert Dan Wootton as soon as possible and put out a public statement that makes it clear they do not want his support. They can then start to repair the damage done to the royal family. Okay, Wootton is a big supporter of the prince and his mistress and is said to do their dirty media work for them by smearing his brother and sister-in-law. They all are baggage for God, that's all. Baggage for God. That would be hard to sell. There's video evidence of Wootton explaining his source for his scoop about Harry and Meghan resigning from royal duty. Okay, I see normal Gabby. Angela Levine hasn't got anything to say about her friend Wootton. Alright, there's more. Okay, whatever is there. This is a commercial. So that's the laugh. We all remember the calls are coming from inside the house. Then Woo told us loud and clear. Had plenty to say about Meghan's outing to the market. Snide comment of where is her security? None of her business. Okay, she doesn't know the area in which they live. That's why they choose that area, and she doesn't read the British tabloid that printed. Security was there. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. That's regarding where Meghan went walking, went to that local market, and they were making a big deal. I didn't share those things, but they're saying some nonsense about the dog and all sort of things. That the market didn't allow people to walk with their dogs. I don't know if it's true or not. Okay, apparently, Tampon liege man has evicted him from his house and has to either pay to stay there or get his stuff out. Charles definitely chose the side with the right son. Okay, so that's regarding the eviction. So is that the house that they're talking about? Okay, wasn't he giving it up anyway? Okay, let's see here. I'm not gonna click here. This is the actual link. King Charles to give up lease on country estate in Wales. It serves as a royal home to the king and queen during visits to Wales prior to Charles' coronation. Okay, so whatever. He gave it up because he didn't want to keep paying the lease. Will could have made an exception so that he could stay rent free, but he didn't. So Charles gave it up. I see here. So they're making excuses already because this looked bad for him. Okay, I got it. So William asked the father to get the hell out of the house. Okay, either pay rent or get out. So Charles, on the other hand, to save face, he said he's giving it up because what was the reason I just read here? Okay, whatever the reason is. So he's giving it. But the thing is that he did the same thing to Harry when Harry actually used outside of money to renovate the thing, but he took it away from him. So there, payback. Okay, he gave it up because he didn't want to keep paying the lease. Will could have made exception so that he could stay rent free, but he didn't. So Charles gave it up. The king has been paying rent on, that's the name of the place, since the Duchy of Cornwall was passed to Prince William after his father's coronation. King Charles is giving up the lease on his Welsh estate, evicting him from where? Okay, holiday home. So the place is a holiday home. So they have so many places to stay, so he doesn't even need it anyway. Apparently not. There's that. That's speaking Trelawney. Apparently yes. This article you post clearly state that Charles has been made to pay rent since William took over. He doesn't want to pay anymore, so he's giving it up the list. Shame William couldn't let his father stay there without charging him for it. The same thing he did to Harry. Alright, so there's this here. Can someone explain what happening using proper names? Who was evicted from where? Okay, so there's the thing here. Prince William tells King Charles he will have to pay to stay at his beloved £1.2 million Welsh cottage and move out all his belongings after his son put it up for holiday let for rent. He gotta do what he gotta do. So there's me here. He learned from the best. That's it. Remember going to parties, taking him to get cozy up with the tabloid? So Charles trained William to do exactly that. And then Charles just did that to Harry. Okay, Harry paid for the property, but he did it anyway, and it was a gift, something that the queen gave it to him, gave Harry. Okay, so that's the laugh. William has evicted Charles from which house? Whichever, this is too comedic for words. Charles is a bigot, and no one can convince me otherwise. He participated in the abuse and bullying of a pregnant woman who fell in love with his son. So maybe William probably just did that because he did that to Harry, not to get back at Charles for what he did to Harry. Just the fact that he was able to do that because he is the king. Okay, remember it was the queen who gave Harry the property, and then Harry spent his own money to do all sort of things. So now Charles become king, and he felt like, because now he took over the queen position, so he felt like he could do whatever. So now that William become the Prince of Wales, so he does the same thing. Who knows how many properties that Charles had while as Duchy of Cornwall. What he should have done, if he was smart enough, was to sell it before. This family is crazy. Okay, William has evicted Charles from which house? Okay, there's that. Charles is a bigot. Okay, I read all of this. I was not aware that we needed Prince Bully to remind us he's as shitty as his father, but thanks, I guess. Get evicted. Alright, so yeah, he learned from Charles. That's all. If Charles didn't do what he did to Harry, I don't think William will do that. So he felt like, okay, so you could do that. Okay, so now that I took your place, then I could do this. Alright, next tweet. Boy howdy, this is rich. Would be interesting to read the section and spare and compare to this article. So that's the Sun article. I'm not gonna share it. Okay, so let me just read the screenshot. Now, in his new book, former Sun royal editor Duncan Larcombe tell how Harry was on the verge of quitting the army and how he and the son helped pave the way so he could put his life on the line for his country. Harry's mind was in turmoil. He was furious that all the hard work, all the effort he had put in was wasted, and he was on the brink of resigning his commission and leaving the army for good. I'm glad he didn't, because then they would have seen him similar to Edward, because Edward was supposed to be in the army, I think training or something, and he left. He couldn't handle it. In 2007, the then chief of the general staff, General Sir Richard Danett, announced Harry will not be joining his fellow soldiers of the Household Cavalry Blues and Royal Regiment in Iraq in the wake of specific terror threat in his life. Okay, so now I see why Meredith is saying she would like to compare it with Spare, because Harry sort of mentioned what some part of these and Spare. Okay, for your information, this Larcombe dude is on record, saw the video myself, where he admitted that he got a tip and was doing a story on William's costume when he was contacted and gave Harry's uniform pics to use instead. He then had a chat with Riley later about the way the story blew up. Okay, really? Very interesting. Okay, yes, I read that as well. Wow. I wish I could. Okay, so what is that now? Spare by Prince Harry, clarification, not revelation. Let's see this one here. Colonel, I need to find a way of getting back onto operation, or else I'm going to have to quit the army. I'm not certain Colonel Ed believed my threat. I'm not certain I did. Still, politically, diplomatically, strategically, he couldn't afford to discount it. A prince in the rank was a big public relation asset, a powerful recruiting tool. He couldn't ignore the fact that if I bolted his... Okay, Spare Henry, there's this. Mad Prince Harry is going to Iraq. Insurgent will kill him. Danette, sorry, Harry. Your presence is a danger. Harry, I was gutted. I drank to drown my sorrow. I was worried about my team. Someone else will have to do my job. Media, Harry is a coward. Harry's company, we found a way. We're sending you to Afghanistan. Royal family commentator. Editors, please don't leak his location. In exchange, we'll give you access while he's there. Welcome, my paper. I save Harry. Oh my God, these people. Okay, let's read what's there, and then that's it. To this day, DL, yes, that's the name of the person, has never divulged to the public what kind of a costume William wore to that infamous party. Okay, the smartest thing Harry has ever done is write Spare. He's done a lot of other things. What about creating Invictus? Okay, there's other things he's done. Alright, and I'm sure there's things he probably could have done, or maybe he did. They just don't put them out there because they don't want to outshine the other brother. The smartest thing Harry have ever done is write Spare. Larcombe is overestimating the influence a tabloid has in this context. He should have to prove this. My guess is that he can't. Not that a man tabloid trying to take credit for Harry's military career. The audacity. I mean, these people have no shame. Okay, he left his post because the media continually compromised both he and his company by disclosing his position. His appointments were stripped by a bitter, jealous, craving man who never served in combat, insufferable family, and evil media. They all well shod of the lot of them. Did the son end up giving away his position and it risked his entire platoon, so he had to leave? Yeah, and I think that many times he did other things, they disclosed his location and he couldn't go back again to be with the same group. So I think that's why he learned to fly the Apache helicopter, because he has to go back. He wanted to go back in, but he couldn't go back to the same position, so he had to do something else. So he learned to fly the helicopter. That's what I understand. Okay, after Diana died, the firm and royal reporters worked together to recraft her narration. The monarchy and the tabloid are both owned by the same aristocrat. That's why it was so important for Harry and Meghan to go on the record. Yep. And then to correct the history of things, the nonsense that they were writing non-stop. Okay, let's read this, and then there's something up here I want to go back. Okay, yes, it's an old article, but a good one. Duncan wrote his book, and funnily enough said Harry was too truthful and wore his heart on his sleeve. What you see is what you get. Now the media are trying to completely rewrite the person he is. Alright, so where is it? What was his name? Duncan. Okay, DL is Duncan and the L Lacombe. Alright, that was something here. FYI. Okay, to this day, Duncan Lacombe has never divulged the public costume. Okay, this one, yeah. Okay, he was dressed as a Zulu chief, down to black tight and some type of animal skin. No word on if he printed his face though. Okay, it's been mentioned it was a kangaroo or a pilot costume, right? No, I think this one was more, I've heard that Zulu thing before. Great article. It's always said when the Rangers try to downplay his tour in the army and also his founding Invictus game. You see, that's what I said. Yeah, Harry have done a lot of things. Okay, it was blackface colonial. Alright, some people have said he did color his face black, and then the Zulu thing I've also heard as well. Alright, next tweet. But wait a second, was the Zulu thing, that was a party, I believe, was it his 21st birthday, where people have to dress as some sort of a the theme of the party was African thing, right? So was it that one? And was the costume of when Harry wore the swastikas thing, the Nazi uniform, was it a different party? Okay, so I'm not sure. You guys could correct me on that. Don't forget to put timestamps. Sometime I'm reading some of your comments. You have some great information. Just put the timestamp. It will be nice to know what you're making reference to, because I do a video almost every day and I don't remember everything that I said in every single videos. Okay, next tweet. Prince William and the King having a wee stooshie. Okay, there's this here, there's the laugh. William and his Dan Wootton gang, along with bad dad Charles, deserve each other. So there's this here. I read that already, and I'm assuming it's regarding the eviction. And I think something Simon case or something like that is some stuff with politically, because the other day I was seeing some videos about him being interviewed by, is it Parliament or something? I didn't follow it too deep to know what's going on, but I think he's in some sort of issue, trouble. Okay, so there's this. Those two deserve each other. Okay, that's commercial. What is a Tutsi? Is that the same thing as a spot? Let's see here. Okay, yep, it's escalating, it becoming a Remy, but then more people need to get involved. All right. The girls are fighting, yeah, fighting for their wealth. That is true. Let's not get carried away here. It's all money in the firm. It's how rich folks move money around. Charles, that's what I was saying as well, because Charles, how did he get his money? Never mind, whatever I was thinking. Charles has always been entitled, literally and quickly, King Hissy Fit. Who fought it? Okay, I'm so glad Harry got out. William would have been so cool to his family, that's for sure. Harry wrote about all this in his book. Looked like he was telling the truth again. Let's see this one. Okay, a sad little man, the newspaper showbiz editor, was said to be the lead reporter on the story. Why him? Why of all people the showbiz guy? Because lately he's been refashioning himself into some sort of a quasi-royal correspondent, largely on the strength of his secret relationship with one particular close friend of Willie's secretary, who fed him trivial and mostly fake gossip. He was sure to get everything wrong, as he'd got everything wrong on his last big exclusive, Tiara Gate. He was equally sure to cram his story into the papers as fast as possible, because he was likely working in concert with the palace, whose courtiers were determined to get ahead of us and spin the story. Proceed, said little man, proceed, Harry writes. Dan Wootton was the first person to have the scoop on Meghan and Harry leaving the royal family, which Harry only shared with his father and brother. One has to wonder who got that info from. Okay, Dan Wootton and Jason Kenoff attended the same university. So they're telling you whoever Jason Kenoff was working from, that's from where. Okay? There's this here, Royal aide Jason Kenoff, the man who gave evidence against Meghan Markle. A witness statement submitted from Meghan ex-aide Jason Kenoff claims the Duchess of Sussex wrote a letter to her father understanding it could be leaked, but why is this now being revealed in court? Backstabbing after backstabbing. There he is getting some sort of an honor. Prince William, who used to employ Jason Kenoff, has handed him a gun on Wednesday. They're all a baggage for God. So he's reprimanding for, I bookmarked this. There's all of, oh shoot. Whoever did this. They picked up pictures. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. Oh my God, things getting back to normal then, lol. But it's Meghan Markle who ruined this family. The fact that that's a shade right there, alright? So it's not true. Okay, the fact that people bought into the idea that the royal family is a real loving family and not a business is hilarious. Okay, after this, okay, so that's a commercial. So let's move on to the next one. I stay pretty long on this street. Next one. Okay, there's this here. Charles is mean. Recent Dan Wootton revelation have finally shown that Harry wasn't loved by him. Okay, so this is a retweet. Despair, quote, destroy me. Harry asking, begging Chuck for guidance to be put off. Duchess of Sussex then marry a prince. She married a true king. Okay, so this part is from Spare. The Sun ran a correction for their porn story and a tiny box on page 2 where no one will see it. What did it matter? The damage had been done, plus it cost Meghan tens of thousands of dollars in legal fees. I rang Pa yet again. Don't read it, darling. I cut him off. I wasn't about to hear that nonsense again. Also, I wasn't a boy anymore. I tried a new argument, reminded Pa that these were the same shoddy bastard who'd been portraying him as a clown all his life, ridiculing him for sounding the alarm about climate change. These were his tormentors, his bullies, and now they were tormenting and bullying his son and his son's girlfriend. That did not inspire his outrage. Why have I got to beg you, Pa? Why isn't this not already a priority for you? Why is this not causing you anguish, keeping you up at night, that the press are treating Meg like this? You adore her. You told me so yourself. You bonded over your shared love of music. Okay, this is the thing that I was saying in one of my podcasts, that Meghan and Charles hit it off pretty well the first time they first met. So these are some of the things here. You bonded over your shared love of music. You think she's funny and witty and implicable mannered. Okay, you told me so. Why, Pa? Why? I can't get a straight answer. The conversation went in circle, and when we hung up, I felt abandoned. Prince Harry. Yeah, Charles didn't care. Okay, well, he was in denial all along. He was abandoned at 12. That's that. Yeah. Okay, Meghan was welcome into the family in this country. Her color had nothing to do with anything.
All the things that frightened the royal family have suddenly arrived on their doorstep. I can hear Diana laughing now.
Meghan's marrying into a family which has, to put it mildly, a dodgy track record on race. It's not Meghan Markle's problem, it's their problem.
The disrespect the two of them have done to their family in this country and the late queen will never be forgotten by me. That's fine by you because they didn't do anything. Okay, Meghan and Harry, especially Meghan, was the minute she walked out in the family, she did so much for the country.
Yeah, I think there's another factor here too, that Meghan is a very professional woman, and she's very American in that way. And the male-dominated culture, the royal household, doesn't like the kind of terms that they would use there, pushy and pushy American. They don't like pushy Americans, meaning that they don't like professional people who work hard. And a lot of the Debbie kind of girls who get to work inside the palace work from about 9 to 12 and then take the rest of the day off. And Meghan was very impatient with that. She wanted to see a new work ethic, maybe a work ethic as strong as the Queen's herself.
Look at that, the cookbook.
This is more than a cookbook. And what I mean by that is the power of food is more than just the meal itself. It is the story behind it.
Okay, she did some other things. What's that? Smart works and all of that.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. It's very exciting and it looks beautiful, and I'm sorry if you were waiting for a bit in this sunshine though. It's pretty nice to have such good weather. So I thought that it would probably be helpful for you to understand how we ended up here today and why this collection was so important to conceive based on the visits and what I was seeing when I was on site at SmartWorks. And let's maybe go back a little bit. When I first moved to the UK, it was incredibly important to me personally to be able to connect with people on the ground doing really important work. And one of the places that I went to very early on was SmartWorks. Now, funny enough, and purely by coincidence, it was just a year ago at this same time that I was working on a project in Grenfell with this woman at a community center.
Okay, what did she do that is so bad for the royal family? Nobody ever told us, or maybe even Harry and Meghan, they didn't even tell them what they did wrong so they could apologize. So what did they do? So if it's never about their color, okay, my goodness, shame. Okay, let's go into that. Okay, I meant to put this here, screenshot it as I am not typing all this again. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so this is the same person here. The disrespect is not from them, it is from the British press. The press destroyed the UK's image globally through their racist coverage of Meghan. The world was watching and called them out, including a UK journal and US. One of them said they write for their readers, not the world. Okay, in 2019, I'm hoping the British royal family, those in royal circles and journalists truly demonstrate that they can embrace an American woman of color. They should welcome Meghan's work ethic and her confidence. Otherwise, they'll do real damage to Britain's image. And they have done here. Okay, I remember reading that. That was back in 2018. December 31st, 2018. Keir Simmons. Okay, so if it's not about race, what is it? My goodness. And what did they do to disrespect the royal family? What did Harry and Meghan do? You guys can never point anything. She closed her door. You claim that there's some protocol. She did this. She put one shoulder thing. Disrespect this. Break protocol here and so what is the freaking royal protocol? At some point, people need to live their lives. Okay, shame on useless bigot like you. Follow what William and Dan Wootton did to Harry. Follow what Harry has been saying all along. Let your hatred choke you, racist mama. Okay, they just baggage for God. Alright, is that the same person? Let me see here. Let's see here. Your true example of being a brainwashed by the vile, lying, sexist, racist, royal, rodent, tabloid British media that was sanctioned by the lazy, jealous British royal family to destroy the Sussexes. For your information, your forgiveness is not needed or required. That's it. Okay, her color have everything to do with it. The dog whistle and the paper when their relationship was outed about Be Heard and Space, straight out of Kempton, among others. For example, 8 days after it became public, Harry put out a statement calling out the racism in the press. 8 days. Okay, it seemed there were things Meghan done to the Queen that cannot be said. Well, from what I've heard, she always talked very nicely about the Queen, and then the Queen took it upon herself to invite Meghan to go to that train ride with her. Okay, no one is saying that thing though. What really is the thing? What is that thing? Oh my God, whatever. I'm not even gonna read all of this. Okay, what disrespect. I only saw what the media said. Funny, the media is also being taken to court. This thing just want attention. It makes no sense. Thank goodness you are not a god. All right, go back to the original thing. I came from there, who was writing her nonsense. Okay, I don't think what you said is true. I think he loved his kids. Who? Charles loved his kids. Please, take his security and all of that. Look all the things that he put Harry to. If he did love Harry, that security thing should not be an issue at all.
Justifiably cruel to them.
Well, Tess, let me just pick you up again, because facts are important. I know you like a narrative, but facts are important. When I broke the story about the move from Toronto to Los Angeles, COVID had already struck and Canada was about to be locked down. And my royal sources expressed, and including people close to the Queen, real disappointment that Harry and Meghan decided to flee to Hollywood rather than come back to their beautiful £3 million publicly renovated cottage mansion at Windsor.
If you want to be private, go back to America and live privately. It's pretty straightforward.
They had a choice, Tess.
And you've created it for what? Because you're bored, or because it sells your papers, or it makes you feel better about your own life? It's real, what you're doing.
Much of the negativity towards the couple is coming from within the royal family. The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press.
They chose to turn their back on the United Kingdom in the middle of an unprecedented health crisis to go and set up shop at some $18 million mansion owned by Tyler Perry in Hollywood. So that is the fact.
Turn the narrative. What does that say?
If he did love Harry, that security thing should not be an issue at all.
But there were many serious, credible threats against Meghan, were there, emanating from the far right?
Absolutely. Let me just pick you up again, because facts are important. I know you like a narrative, but facts are important.
If you'd seen the stuff that was written and you were receiving it, the kind of rhetoric that's online, if you don't know what I know, you would feel under threat all of the time.
But facts are important.
So you were convinced that there was a genuine threat to Meghan's life on on more than one occasion, on several occasions?
We had teams investigating it. People have been prosecuted for those.
Facts are important. I know you like a narrative, but facts are important.
Okay, I think he loves his kid. He is a victim of media viciousness and malicious himself. And I think deep down, he will rather not pick a fight with them. Whatever, he's malicious. I agree with this guy. This one here. But this one is just making excuses for Charles. What was Charles supposed to do? She did porn, so yeah, it's come out. Charles had to live with all even intimate convo between him and Camilla. Harry needed to reach rock bottom with Meghan before his family offer him these people only want negative things to happen to the Sussexes. God is good. God will always protect them. Okay, Charles is completely consumed with and by Camilla Parker Bowles. Alright, so let's move on. You have it's time to, where is it, so I don't come. Okay, so this one, we know Charles doesn't love his kid. If he did, that how do you call this, that security thing that Harry's fighting for will never be. Okay, so that would have been a given. You have security no matter what, but he made a big thing. Alright, so next tweet, there's this here. The moment when they realized that the spare and his incredible and gorgeous wife are much more talented and popular than the heir and his mediocre wife. Prince Harry and Meghan waved to crowd from the hotel balcony in Fiji. I know a lot of people say these are where it started. I don't know. For me, it's when all four of them that was Harry, Meghan, William, and Kate were sitting on stage. They were talking about things, and Meghan was talking about women's already have a voice. They just need to be heard. This kind of thing. I'll put the clip. Okay.
Impact. I think what's interesting is I hear a lot of people saying, when speaking about girls' empowerment, finding and knowing their worth, or women's empowerment as well, you'll often hear people say, well, you're helping women find their voices. And I fundamentally disagree with that, because women don't need to find a voice. They have a voice. They need to feel empowered to use it, and people need to be encouraged to listen. And I think right now in the climate that we're seeing with so many campaigns, I mean, with Me Too and Time's Up, there is no better time than to really continue to shine a light on women feeling empowered and people really helping to support them, men included in that. I mean, it makes such a tremendous difference. So, yeah, just I guess we wait a couple months and then we can hit the ground running. But up until then, I'm pretty excited.
For me, this is where it started. Here is other people's version. All right, so let's listen. This one is 42nd. This is the kind of thing that those the left behind warriors want, but they keep on doing evil things. Oh, so there's me here. The worst thing about their jealousy is that the left behind warriors remain being their evil selves, and they want people to love them for being evil. Okay, there's me saying, get the F out of there. The beautiful innocent of that moment, which ignited the jealousy and triggered the plotting, which spiraled out of control and resulted in Prince Harry having to flee his childhood home. It's sick what envy and jealousy can do to people. Okay, the only thing I don't think it's, I mean, this might add to it. It might add to it, but I don't think this is where it started. Okay, their loss, their presence could have been a win for the losers. Okay, the moment they realized the spare and his talented wife are much more popular than the heir and the heir and their useless wives, because back then Charles was the heir, William was future heir. They both jealous at Harry and Meghan and started the hate campaign within the palace. In some shape or form, you know, God is good. God allowed them, Meghan and Harry, to show their true self, their character, how much they could do, and all of that. And then you see the nonsense that we are seeing here. And I think it has opened a lot of people's eyes. Okay? So each time they keep on doing their evil thing, that little support that they have, and some people was like, enough is enough. Okay? Look what state the country is. And then you focusing your energy on two people who was doing great thing for the firm and all of that. So it's opening people's eye. This moment was what scared the royal family into sabotaging them and bullying Meghan into leaving. Okay, they thought Meghan was the only one was gonna leave. They didn't know Harry really married for love, so he left too. This was born and bullying that entire week. Okay, I absolutely love this. Agree. It was downhill after that. Operation Let Destroy Meghan went into overdrive. No need to put down Kate and Wills, love Meghan and Harry much more, but really, but it's true, you know, and decided to tear them down, especially Meghan, and the people are too dumb to realize it and instead believe the propaganda being spread. It's why his own brother sold him out to the press. Where? Not now. There's that, there's this, what a gorgeous moment. Bullseye, so true. Why? Absolutely. The firm, Charles and Camilla, William and Kate, knew they will never ever be as popular as the real Harry and Meghan. The firm did all they could to try and destroy them. They never expected Harry to stand with Meghan. They never really understood love, honor, integrity, and commitment. That's a very good one. I like that one. Okay, now they are history. Who are history? Harry and Meghan, well, they're making their own history at their own term. Next tweet. Okay, so there's this one. When I turn on my computer, okay, someone and I saw someone send this to me, and I only put it right after this one because they're saying this is where things started. Okay, I know many will say the smear, targeting, and sabotage of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle started after their first overseas tour, but in my opinion, the very first walkabout in Edinburgh after their engagement is when the jealousy and seeding actually started from the other royals. Okay, so this is someone who have another encounter, okay, who have another perspective where the hate started. And I said that was way before all of this. Okay, I didn't even think Meghan married yet. Did she? When all of them were on stage? I don't know. But it's when they were on stage. Certain things that Meghan was saying, maybe, okay, it may not be where it started, but at least their radar, okay, their antenna went up and said, what? Why is she talking? Because they like to put their women down. Look at her when Princess Diana married into the royal family. She was lively, very vivacious, you know, full of life, and then they tried to crush her down. Every woman who married into the royal family, they crush them down. So that probably where when Meghan said women have a voice, they just need people to listen.
You'll often hear people say, well, you're helping women find their voices. And I fundamentally disagree with that, because women don't need to find a voice. They have a voice, they need to feel empowered to use it, and people need to be encouraged to listen.
Okay, so that probably raised their radar and said, we need to start going into how we're gonna suppress her. Okay, and then other things start happening. These are other examples. So I truly believe it's when they all were sitting on stage, this is where their radar started. Let's see here. I don't know if there's a music. If there's a music, I'm gonna mute it. Okay, it's playing right now. It's just okay. So I'm assuming this is pictures where she went on that engagement. Yeah, so there's no sound at all. Okay, so I'm assuming this is where she feel like this is where the thing started, the outing. Okay, so look at all those people who came out to see them. So they're jealous of all of that. They want, whenever they go somewhere, they want all those crowds to be there for them. I'm talking about the royal family. So now that Harry and Meghan have it, and they're jealous of that. I mean, come on, you can't force people to be to love you. But these people who came out for Harry and Meghan, they truly want to see Harry and Meghan. But the others, they're so evil. Nobody likes evil. Okay, so this was the outing that she's talking about. Okay, there was no jealousy or seething as they did their duties. It started when Meghan wanted out of the royal family. She knew what she was getting. Nah, this is BS. Okay, don't start rewriting history. No, they were doing everything they could to work things out. The tabloid consistently targeting Meghan out of nowhere. Look at it. She did the cookbook. When she was doing the cookbook, nobody knew. Okay, nobody knew she was doing it. She was doing her thing. If the tabloid had knew that she was doing that, they will sabotage it. It will not be a success as it did. So she had to do it in secret. Okay, so this is pure BS. I'll read it for the sake because I started, but okay, so I just click on it so people we sit here. Okay, there was no jealousy or sitting as they did their duty. It started when Meghan wanted out. Okay, again, blame Meghan. Wanted out of the royal family, and from what I understand, it was Harry who decided to leave. But yet there's this some nonsense here. After I read it, I'm gonna block it. She knew what she was getting into and started a lie. Meghan never opened her mouth. Her lie, she took her whatever the thing she had to say. Guess what? She took them to court. The paper. They wanted to know what color the child will be. Nah. Well, guess what? If Meghan is lying, then they should call Meghan to court. Like I've said in many other videos, the court is open for everyone who feel like they have a say. Okay, whatever is being said, and they have to go and prove it. Okay, they didn't name names though. They want to know the color of the child will be, and that started all of this. So wait a second, that was at the Oprah interview. So this one is, she should know her where she's getting her information. This only came out at the Oprah interview. Okay, at the Oprah interview, when this was mentioned to her, she was already in the UK. Nothing was ever come out of that. Meghan never said a damn thing when she was living in the UK. But when she left, they were doing the Oprah interview. That's when this came out. Okay, so this is all mangled into some nonsense. I don't know if I'm explaining my thought here. Alright, so let's start all over. There was no jealousy or sitting as they did their duties. It started when Meghan wanted out. Okay, keep that in mind. This is where she's saying it, where it started. It started when Meghan wanted out of the royal family. She knew what she was getting into and started a lie. Where did Meghan start a lie? quote, they want to know what color the child will be. So this was mentioned in the Oprah interview. So she was already out. She was already out. It's not, she didn't mention this when she was living in the UK. Okay, and started all of this. So said Dana will understand, but there are millions of ways of getting out, not the way, however. Whatever. Okay, there was a hatred, jealousy, and terror plan. People did get arrested for planning violence act and were openly stating that it was about race. Do keep up. Alright, so there's this here. And not only that, not too long ago, there was two neo-Nazis was arrested. I think they're gonna be sentenced in September or something like that. Neo-Nazi teen who threatened Prince Harry jail for online terrorists. 2 teens have been sentenced to prison for neo-Nazi posts, including one that threatened to assassinate Prince Harry and deem him. How on earth you keep appearing, hater? I've already blocked you. Go away. Started when known they were dating. They tried to stop the wedding using her family. Didn't work. That's another point as well. Trying to break up the marriage wasn't work. Her first royal project was associated to ISIS terrorists. Just after the wedding, they purposely made it dangerous for them to work there. Okay, so there, let's block now. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so I'm back here. I love to see when string women letting them know that they are unbothered by their jealous, rage, and immature high school behavior. I agree completely. Rock star, too much power. Okay, the woman crowds and media attention. Queen of gold digger. Nah, she used her money to furnish the Fragmore cottage and everything. You must be talking about someone else. They seem like such a loving couple. Alright, so she's not a gold digger. She came with her own money, and I think she's the only only woman who is a millionaire who married into the royal family. She's the only one. Okay, next to it. And from what they put Meghan through, I doubt that they will ever find any woman of that stature who want to marry into the royal family, because what they did to Meghan was unacceptable. Okay, it definitely makes more sense to hear the story from Harry and Meghan. Okay, 45 seconds. I hope there's no music. Okay, we love you, Harry and Meghan. Love wins, Harry and Meghan.
No one sees what's happening behind closed doors.
When the stakes are this high, doesn't it make more sense to hear our story from us?
Okay, so there's the theme. I think that was the promo for the Netflix thing. So I probably will get flagged for it. So I don't know how I'm gonna share that with you. Okay, this program, which rating were so abysmal, Netflix put on hold future project. In US, where rating are common knowledge, they hit single digit. His book was put on steep discount 1 week after release. Those charts are also public knowledge. These people are somewhat crazy. My goodness, I think they were like one of the top view on Netflix, and then what is it? It break Guinness record and all of that. These people, they choose whatever they want. Let's see here. There's 5 comments under here. Okay, I know it's hard to swallow for haters, but Harry and Meghan documentary on Netflix have been nominated by Hollywood Critics Association Best Streaming Nonfiction Series, and Prince Harry memoir Spare hold. There's the thing here, the Guinness World Record for fastest nonfiction book ever sold. And one of the things that I said when the book was in discount in the UK, what I truly believe, I could be 1,000,000% wrong, because the UK is going through some hardship right now with financial the living crisis and all of that. And I think it's because of that Harry probably made a deal with the publisher to put it on discount for people so they could at least read it. The main thing is, especially in the UK, because this is where the tabloid was brainwashing the people. So he wanted as many people as possible to know the truth. And the whole purpose for them to put their stories out is for the truth. This is the ultimate goal. Anything else, the Guinness Book World Record, the Critics Association, these are just cherry on top. Okay, this is just extra. But the full focus, the foundation of things is for people to know the truth, because the tabloid have spread negativity about them. Okay, so there's this here. That's regarding the Critic Award thing, nomination. Alright, if they won, that's another cherry on top as well, but being mentioned is good enough as well. Okay, so Prince Harry Spare break Guinness record for fastest selling non-fiction book, and he hints there's much more he left out. I think they say there's 400 pages, and yet nominated for an award in Hollywood. What are you doing? Okay, so there's that. Why is it the following day when they made the announcement that for the Critic Award? I think the following day was for the Emmy. The Emmy didn't mention it. That's all I was seeing on Twitter. The haters going left and right how happy they are that they didn't mention them for the Emmy. And that's not the goal. If they did mention them, guess what? It would have been nice. The same way the Critic Award Association mentioned them. It would have been nice, right? But they didn't mention it. That's fine as well. But the goal is a lot of people know their story. They know their true story. Okay, it's not just the lie that the tabloid was feeding them. All right, next tweet. They want Harry and Meghan to be broke and unemployed. It's so bad. Sometimes I wish our favorite were show-offs who flashes the obscene amount of money sitting in their bank account. I know Meghan walking around looking rich and unbothered is killing them. Vanessa is something. Oh, the other day I was trying to remember Paige Master's name. I was like, where's Paige Master? I haven't seen her in a while, but I can remember her profile name, Paige Master. Now I remember. Vanessa took that position away. So I hope she's doing well. Okay? Paige Master, that is. Because she's a fan of Meghan, and she used to post a lot of funny tweets. And I just hope she's doing well and she's not sick or anything like that. Okay, they want them broke because Harry will have no choice but to go back because of his security costs. Okay, as if they would with influential, wealthy friends like Oprah and Tyler Perry. Okay, true, Spare has done really well. They have Netflix still, Meghan still getting paid for Suit, and we don't know about other deals. Hopefully biography from Meghan to correct the crap out of what they say about her life. She owes the royals nothing. Okay, you forget they still got Harry's book, and who knows what kind of back deal he got, and is still #1 on bestsellers list. Also, Harry is a executive at a billion-dollar company. I wish you could blur the face of the woman sitting next to our Meg. She betrayed Meghan and bust Meghan in the worst possible way. I don't know who she is. No idea who that is. I just post Meg from the TIG archives and move on. Okay, that's it. Okay, let's see here. It's from the TIG. King Edward spent his entire life begging Elizabeth II for money. Prince Edward, her son, was unable to live successfully, nor was Sophie. Tyler saved Harry and Meghan, but Meghan was always the key to Harry's living being successful, mostly because, as she puts it in Spare, she has several careers. Okay, billionaire status coming right up. There's that. Literally growing $1 billion brand. I recorded a podcast episode about it. There's that. I don't think we will even know once they've reached billionaire status, to be fair. Meghan look amazing in this photo. Very true. But that witchcraft will never happen to Harry and Meghan. We love them and pray for them. No evil will succeed in Jesus' name. Back at the sender. Okay. You betcha, Vanessa. Why Harry and Meghan have to show anybody what they have. They left the UK not to answer but to each other, and hearing the taxpayers say they pay for her clothes and housing, Harry was the royal walking around with holes in his shoes because daddy, when you think about it, daddy will not buy him new ones. Meghan was a millionaire before she met Harry. That's what I'm saying. Okay, she's one of the women who marry into the royal family that was already a millionaire. Those folks weird. They can't accept the fact that Harry and Meghan are happy together. The thing though, she walked away from their so-called fairy tale and they can't get over it. That's for sure. Next tweet. I'm almost done. I have 2 more tweets after this. Right, there's this here, 1985, and making a headscarf look good. The pink sweatshirt was seen before while she was having Harry. Cute pink Converse and oversized combat jean complete the look. She had been shopping earlier in Bath, so probably felt the scarf gave her more anonymity. Okay, there's this. Wow, look at her here. There's the scarf. My goodness, she was tall. She was tall. Let's see here. David, the correct year is 1986. Faye, I have the correct year, 23 July 1985. Let's see here. Show we, there's more here. Nope, 1986. Check the Shutterstock. They have other shots from that day. Let's see here. 1985. I'll tell you, the squad with their investigating report here. There's that here. Yes, David, that wearing was in 1985. The photos you posted are from 1986 at a polo match, not the pink Converse. In 1985, she wore flats. Oh my goodness. There's this. Okay, I read on an Instagram account ages ago that she was wearing the scarf because she had her hair tainted, and it didn't turn out right. I don't know how true that is though. Okay, it was just so she could shop quietly. No hair dye was involved. Okay, I don't know anything about that. Okay, so there's this. Harry is really his mother's son. There's that. Okay, so I'm done with royals. So now I'm to my LOL kind of tweets here. 2 of them. Lately I've been getting a lot of okay, spa days. These are the monkeys just chilling. 16 seconds. Look at them. Just chilling. Okay, let me get the next tweet ready. Alright, so that's pretty much it on that one. They looks all chill and relaxed. Alright, next one. Is there anything here? Alright, so that's it. Next one, and this is my last one. This one is so funny. It's only 13 seconds though. Look at this scroll and focus with the fish that stand between them to separate the forces. It's from the United Nations. There's the laugh here. Okay, 13 seconds. There's the music. I muted. Look at it. They're fighting. Oh my goodness. They're spitting sand at each other. Boo. Boo. It's playing again. And this one came in between. Oh my god. Did they call this clownfish? I don't know. Where did it start? Oh, it's from here. It's from here. Okay. Alright, so that's it. Let's do a prayer. Prayer for prosperity and protection. Let's do that. Okay. Prosperity and protection. Father, bless me so that I may prosper in all the things I do in my life. I shall prosper financially, spiritually, and health-wise by your will. Oh God, I pray you also protect me so that I will live a long and fruitful life. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so that's it. Please take... Oh, I was uploading this. Okay, so I need to put the... How do you call this? The thumbnails. So July 21st. Alright, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. My Patreon page is now open. I'm not putting that off anymore. I've been saying this for like several years. Now, this year is it. It's public now. Whoever wants to support me could go there and be a patron. Alright, so that's it. Thank you for your support.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.